Hello everybody, it's Donna here from Purple Pinky Promises, and it's been a while since I've done a pre-recorded project for you, and I just had to do this. I had to do this project. This is kind of like a little nod to our little downtown community where our shop is located. And when Catherine Pooler Designs released this, I squealed because this set is called Winter on, or the stamps and dies are called Winter on Main Street, which is the name of our street that we're located on. I couldn't resist. And I love the old buildings, which exactly is a huge reflection. It's actually a perfect reflection of where we're located and our building and all the other buildings that are on Main Street. So I couldn't wait to do this. I've been really itching to do this since this release. And so, yeah, here I am. So I just went through showing you the stamps and the dies, The Winter on Main Street by Catherine Pooler Designs, and I went through that paper pack, which is Bedford Falls. What a sweet little nod to It's a Wonderful Life. I love it, which kind of reminds me of our little downtown. I always say it's like a little Hallmark movie. It's so fun. Anyway, okay, so I am stamping my images here on the stamp wheel, and I just got done pointing to the number 1, which is at the top in the center. I put that there with a Sharpie so I would know exactly where my wheel is when I stamp, and whether or not I'm centered, and then I can go down into the grooves at the bottom first, and then I lay it down into the grooves at the top of that plate. Hopefully that makes sense to you. Okay, now that all of my images are cut out, we're going to talk about coloring for just a little bit here. And before I do, though, because I have plenty of time, this is going to take a little bit of time. I want to go back to the stamp wheel. Hopefully I explained that the way you might understand it. Okay, so that wheel, it's round. And I put the number 1 in a Sharpie at the top so that I would know where the center point is. I think that's a better way to explain that, where the center point is. And because that plate, there are grooves, 4 grooves, 2 at the top, 2 at the bottom. And that plate, in order to get back to the same spot every time when I stamp, I place my plate into the bottom 2 grooves first, and then I lay it down into the top 2 grooves. And you'll see me as I do this throughout this video, but that is the guaranteed way, in my opinion, to get perfect placement every time. Okay, here we go. I am coloring. I'm only going to color this one building. And this little basically what I do is I color with my lightest color, and then I go in with a darker color along the edges and in certain places, and then I come back with a lighter color or a medium color and then come back with a lighter color and blend it out. And then I add more dark and light as I need to blend. And you'll watch me here. This is a huge contrast between dark and light here, but it worked, and I was happy that it worked. Okay, so this set is actually this set is from Space Garden. This is an Altenew artist marker set. I'm using Cloudy Sky and Nimbus. And the reason I showed you this particular building is because I did something different. I followed a little bit of a different process here. I added gray to kind of tone this down. I'm a matchy-matchy person for the most part. And because this ended up being a little more on the green side than the blue side, as you can see, it wasn't the blue that I was expecting. And at first I was kind of disappointed, but I thought, nope, I'm going to go with it. I'm going to color this, and I'm not going to worry about matchy-matchy. So I went ahead, I did it, and I did my blending And then I came back in, and you'll see when I do this, I came back in with a light gray marker to kind of tone it down. And I liked it. The one that I used was Silver Lake from Beach Garden set from Altenew. And so you'll see when that happens. I love this color blend. These colors right here are just absolutely gorgeous, and I love them. But I wanted it to tone down just a little bit. I didn't want it to be so greenish blue. I was a little freaked out about the fact that it didn't match. But as you can see, it really does look fine. It's not a problem. I could have probably gone without blending that gray in there. And so here's when I took the gray and I started blending it. You can see how it kind of brings it down just a little bit. And then I come back with that color. The lighter blue, green blue. And I just go back and forth and I just keep blending until I get the color that I'm happy with. So here we go with Silver Lake again. And I'll tell you, I ended up using Silver Lake because I could not find my rock garden set. Is it not rock garden, my rock collection set, which had the limestone, silverstone, and industrial dime. I couldn't find, well, I have the darkest one, and but I couldn't find the two lighter ones. And so I realized I brought them home with me one night here recently, and they were here, and I forgot to bring them back to the shop. So when I went home, so you'll see I'm sporting two different outfits in this video. And so this project took me 2 days. I did a little bit here and there, and I filmed. This was definitely a spliced video. But anyway, I found my two lighter ones when I came home that first night from filming, and I'm like, there you are. So anyway, so when I came back, I ended up using those lighter gray colors for the most part throughout the rest of this video. Anyway, so back to this. This marker right here is so subtle. It's a subtle blue. You can barely see it. It is Arctic, and it's found in the Mystic Garden set from Altenew. It's really very, very light, and I love it. It's pretty cool. So yes, I use this Silver Lake on the windows, and I didn't really like it very much. You'll see here in a sec and then I took the colorless marker and I kind of pulled it up, and I didn't like the way that looked. So the next day when I came back in, I kind of went back over it with my two markers that were missing in action. Okay, so here we go with this bottom section. We're just gonna do some more ink blending. And I think this is when I picked up the wrong green. I think I have the wrong marker in this one. Maybe, is this the one? Oh well, I fixed it. If I did have the wrong one, I fixed it. No, it looks right. Maybe it was the wrong one. Look at me. I'm like, what color am I using now? I think that's probably what happened. Yep, I had the wrong color. There we go. So now I'm going to pick up that Silver Lake and go back in there and kind of give it a grayish, bluish green undertone. I really liked that. I ended up really liking that blend. It worked. It probably wasn't very necessary, but I like it. So now here I am doing these windows. Okay, so when they came out with the name of this paper pack, I squealed. It's a Wonderful Life. Oh my goodness. Bedford Falls. I love it so much. And at first, I wasn't sure that I was really going to be very happy with this on that paper. I thought maybe it was going to be too busy. I was a little bit worried about the busyness. And I actually, when I came home the first night, I thought, well, maybe I should do this. And I came up with alternatives in my head. And then I came back to it and I couldn't walk away from it. I had to stick with it. I liked it. So it does look busy. It does look like it might not work, but once I finished all of my buildings and I started to put it together, I was very pleased with it. And I actually really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed the patterns. Sometimes patterns will work and sometimes they won't. And you can see that that gray and white kind of polka dot pattern I kind of use as a a street. That's kind of the street area. And I just thought, how different. At first I thought maybe I would go with that gray with the background, but I thought it would just be too dull and too sad. I wanted to give a nod to our downtown, and I wanted it to be more happy and festive and light. So that's why I went with the blue pattern with all the topiaries and trees on it. Okay, yes, now we have had a change of lighting, as you can see. It's an odd thing in the shop, but when it's daytime, the lights don't give out as much light. We have some natural lighting in the store, so that tends to be what happens during the day. At night, our lights get brighter. It adjusts and adapts to the need for lighting. Okay. Here we go. This is me adjusting and fixing things the way I want it. We're almost done, folks. That will be the only piece that we color in this video. So I probably should have told you, if watching someone color is like watching paint dry, you can just keep hitting that fast forward button. It's a little late now, right? Just keep scrolling. Okay, I think our building is finally done. Hip hip. Hooray. And the final one is red. Okay. So here we go. I'll kind of try to explain this again with the Altenew stamp wheel here. Okay, inking it up. And now you can see I tilt it forward to get it in those bottom grooves first, and then I press it down and so that those top grooves catch. You'll see it again one more time when we stamp something else here shortly. So I fussy cut this sentiment, and the funny part is in the next frame you're going to see something on the desk because I didn't give it a chance to dry. I smudged it. So yes, I had to get my mono sand eraser out and fix my sentiment. Yes. Okay. So now that I have this lined up the way I think it will look best, we're going to start putting this puppy together. So we're going to put our street down first, and then we're going to get our snowy background. I hope you didn't hear that. I just yawned. It's late. I'm ready for bed. Pretty tired. Okay. And still at this point, I'm not sure, 100% sure. All I know is I like it. Honestly, those buildings cover up a great majority of the patterns that I think that's what makes it work. And then we have a sentiment. And I also think that the dimension, making it look a little more realistic, also helped. So, super cute. Super, super cute. Yeah, there's more buildings than there is really background. And I think that's possibly why this works. So cute. So here I am doubling up this foam tape. This foam tape doesn't have a lot of dimension to it, so if you want it to be just a little bit, you want a little more dimension, you're going to need to double it up. So I hope you paid attention there to how I did that. So instead of pressing it down in the middle, I slid my hands up and down the side of that to close it together and to close it together evenly. You'll see it again here in just a bit when I do some more. So again, I line end to end, and then I take my forefinger and my thumb and I roll it along the edge there on each side. That's how you get it on there evenly. I have had this. This is our largest crafty roll of tape. It is, let's see. I'm looking up to see how long this crafty roll of tape is because I have had this for several years. This is actually 13 feet long, and it has given me a lot of mileage. I've had some good use out of it. I make quite a bit of cards, quite a bit, quite a load. So here we go. Last building. And I'll tell you, this is even cuter in person. You know how in real life, sometimes things look even better? Although sometimes people can make things look better with filters. I'm not very filter savvy, so you're going to get what you're going to get. What you see is what you see. Actually, I don't think I can make things look better. I sometimes don't. I think I make things look worse. I don't have very good photography skills. I need to take a photography class. I'm more interested in taking pictures of people and my animals, my grandchildren, my family. I never was one to be real interested in. I do like to capture a nice sunset or an ocean picture and that sort of thing, but so I can capture the memory. It's really more about capturing the memory for me. But this kind of photography, I really stink at it. Okay, here we go. Yay! Now we're going to work on our little elements that just kind of add that sweet little touch. The trees and the lamp, the mailbox. This is fun. So much fun. I know I get excited about this because it just reminds me of playing with paper dolls. I know that's where my love of paper crafting came from. All the fun things. Oh, who could forget that car? That car is so adorable. Oh, look at all these cute little elements. They're just so sweet. I love it. And give me a moment while I decide where things go. I'll tell you why this ended up the way it was placed. So the first tree was placed there because the other tree, if I'd put the lamp post there, it kind of would get lost in front of the bakery because the colors are very similar. So I decided to put it in front of my big red building so it would pop more. And I decided not to put it next to the theater because then again, there we go, it drowned it out. So I put it over on the right side so that it would pop and stand out more. So that tree went over to the bakery because I felt like the other way around, they were just too close together. So that's why it went there. Yeah, definitely pops better right there. And the car, I end up moving towards the to the left, and I did that because I felt like that little pop of red was cute right there in front of that grayish blue building. I thought that turned out that would be best. Okay, here I am deciding where I'm going to put this, and I just decided, oh, in the center is good. I like that. If I put it over to the right, then I felt like it was too cluttered there with the tree being there. So, perfect. Yay. Our tree. And then our little car. And again, I moved the car because I just thought I didn't want to put it in front of any of the red buildings. I wanted it to stand out more. It seemed to get drowned out when I put it closer to one of the red buildings. So, all right. We are almost done with our little Hallmark scene. We'll get this winter greetings up. And you'll see I decided to add just another little element to this card. We're going to put something on the inside. There it is. Yay. Okay. So I put the sentiment on here. I don't know if you noticed, but I put the sentiment up on there with one layer. And I thought that was a nice multi-layer, and just it gave it a lot more interest. Okay, so we're going to pick out a sentiment here. And this is going to come from Pinkfresh. This is a newer release for them. This is, what is the name of this? Holiday Large Sentiments Stamp Set. I also used the same coordinating dies. Okay, here we go again. Gonna watch this stamping process. Grooves at the bottom, and there it goes. Yep, goes down at the top. And this time I learned my lesson of trying to get it dry before I touch it. So we're going to die cut this. And I thought, it's kind of boring. Let's do something with this. So as you can see, I used the 4th circle down from the Dare to Be Artsy double dot circles. And I cut out this circle and I placed the sentiment on top of it, just carrying that outside pattern inside of the card. And this sentiment says, may holiday cheer fill your home with warmth and happiness. And I thought, oh, I love that. And now our card is complete. We have finished it. Thanks everybody for coming over here to join me to watch this project come together. I certainly appreciate it. Give us a thumbs up, a like, subscribe, and you'll get notified every time we hop on over here. And I hope you guys have a blessed rest of your day and a blessed rest of your weekend. Take care. Bye-bye.